start it off with James.
Well, you've had a catch before, but the touchdown catch is a nice better in the catch. Walk us through what you're thinking on that play, and what if I could actually score a receiving touchdown?
Yeah, that was my first ever one in all of football, so that was pretty cool. I think it was just cool that Bucky got the passing touchdown, so now he's gotten passing, receiving, and rushing on the year, so that's pretty good for Bucky. But yeah, it was one of those plays to where we kind of schemed it up, and then we got the look we wanted to, and so we just ran it, and he made a good throw, and it worked out for us.
In front left here, Monica.
Bo, Monica Costello, Associated Press. Did you come in here knowing that you had the flexibility to be as creative as you turned out to be in the offense today? Did you come in here saying, hey, we could try this, we can try that, and that's what happened?
Yeah, we have a very creative offense. Coach Dillingham just does a good job of doing unique things that, gets all sorts of guys in open field and gets different guys the ball. And we also have a bunch of different talent, so when you have that, you disperse the ball out to a lot of different guys, and then they make plays. And you look at it today, and so many people different scored, and so I think that's just one of the most unique things about our offense. It's why it makes us so creative, makes us so dynamic and hard to stop.
All right, Jared.
Dan said that you made a check in that 14J package to throw the touchdown pass to Connolly. Could you break that down for us?
Well, it was one of those things to where we're going to call this play, and if we get to look, they don't cover Josh, then we want to throw it to him. To be honest with you, it was kind of close, but linebacker was playing kind of inside, eyes in the backfield, and I knew he was going to heavy run flow, and we also did a good job with kind of hiding Josh. And so I didn't know he was that athletic, but he showed it off today.
In the middle, Eric.
You say how much confidence you have in your receivers and tight ends. What's it like throwing to an offensive tackle? You feel pretty good about him bringing that in?
Absolutely. He was wide open. I threw it up there for him. He went and high pointed it. I think there may be some future tight end for him maybe in the future, even though he's an extremely good tackle as well. So he's going to have a bright future for himself. But we're just dynamic. A lot of different guys catch the ball. A lot of different guys touch the ball on run plays. And we just do a good job of getting in those situations.
Back right, Matt.
First 4 out of 5 drives, you guys went the length of the field, like 70 yards or further. Just your thoughts on how you started this game offensively?
Well, we wanted to make a point of emphasis to start and end fast. We've been doing a good job in the middle part of the game, but we wanted to have a better first quarter, and we did that with a few touchdowns. And that kind of stuff just gets the momentum of the game on your side. And when they came back and scored, we just had to go and respond, and then our defense continued to just stop them throughout the game. And so as we kept scoring, they kept stopping them, and so we just, as a unit, all sides of the ball, we just had a complete game today.
Right here in the blue coat on the right.
Kind of a two-parter here with Josh. Was that a birthday present to him? It's his birthday today. And then also, what's it like when you see a linebacker in your backfield and you hand the ball off to him? You don't see that every day.
Yeah, happy birthday to Josh. I didn't realize it until after. It was like, oh, it's his birthday too. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty awesome to be a tackle and catch a touchdown on your birthday. And then Noah, he's just, one of the leaders on the team. He deserves that kind of stuff. You see other teams do it, get their guys touchdowns, and he was a really good offensive player in high school, so we got him out there and used him, and so now teams have to guard for that. And so it's just, like I said, we're just very multiple, very smart. Noah got in there, knew exactly what he wanted to do, and we got him a touchdown.
Right here in the front middle, James.
Yeah, there's so many weeks of this, but does any of it surprise you in that you guys, it seems like every wrinkle that you guys add just keeps working? Every variation of the 14 package, you change jerseys to make them eligible, and he still ends up uncovered. You've run a slight variation of that. For last week, it was a little different, but it just keeps working. Does it at any point, you're practicing it, clearly you wanted to, but that it always seems to be? Is this at all surprising?
Well, sometimes we scheme some things up, and it doesn't go in our favor. But I give it to just credit to our coaching staff offensively. They do so many different. So many multiple things that they get when they game plan. You got so many different trees in our staff room to where they've been around a lot of football. You got a lot of experience, got a lot of creative minds, and Coach Dillingham just puts together a great package, and he continues to build on what we're good at. And I think that's part of the reason that we continue to build is because they have to stop the things that are working for us, that we can elaborate on that. And then once they stop one thing, so we just try to stay ahead of the game, ahead of the curve. But I mean, you can just only credit Coach Dillingham and our staff for that.
These are the last four, and I got all four names, so no more hands, please. Tyler here in the back left.
I'm just curious, what is so different about Coach Dillingham, and how fun is it for you during the week, and especially in meetings when he's putting in some of these wrinkles that are pretty creative?
Well, he's so aggressive, and I respect that about him. He's not afraid to take a shot on first, second, or third down. And then with Coach Lanning, he allows us to be very aggressive on some fourth down. So when we get in those situations, we kind of understand each other. I know why he's calling certain things. And then the flexibility he allows me to play with, if it's a bad look, check it into a good play. And we're so dialed into our run game and the pass game and the looks that we know what look we can beat. A certain play could be a certain look, and so we're just dialed into that. We do a good job, and he's just very dynamic. He's an extremely smart play caller. He has a great feel of the game and great flow, and so when he gets into that, it's just really good for us.
Front left, Craig.
Yeah, we had talked with Bucky a little bit earlier, and he was saying there was a meeting earlier this week where Coach Dillingham asked the backs, like, hey, who has experience throwing, who would be comfortable throwing? I was curious for you guys, with that creative offensive play calling, like, what are those, what are those conversations fairly commonplace over the course of a week and for preparing for the game?
Yeah, well, we kind of, a lot of fall camp, a lot of practices before that has gotten us to where we kind of know what guys can do, which allows us to be creative. And if we're doing something, they may be showing a different look, we may have something special off of it, and you just never know. With Coach Dillingham, he always adds really good wrinkles, and like you said, it just always seems to work, and we've been very successful with those moves.
Front middle, Eric.
Playing in those elements probably could be difficult for a quarterback. How could it be difficult, and why were you so successful?
Well, the wind is always tough because there's nothing you can really do about it, and you never know where it's coming from. So you may have to alter a play or two. And we had a good plan going in. If it got if a gust of wind came, we might have wanted to change the play if we couldn't get the throw off. But also, it didn't really last forever, so we could just wait, kind of use the play clock, and just hopefully let it die down. But we didn't really run into a problem with that today, thank goodness. Even though at times, especially there at the end of the game, the wind really picked up. But especially one thing I've learned is out west you get a lot of different elements. It's not just hot and rainy, but you get some cold games, some windy games, some rainy games, and so it's been good for me to play them.
Last question in the back right, Matt.
This will be your first experience of Oregon versus Washington. You played in big rivalries before, but just the importance of not looking at that and just focusing on what you have. How do you approach this week?
Just like every other week, to be honest with you. We've been doing something right for the last 8 weeks, so we don't want to change. But like Coach Lanning said in the locker room, we got to work harder this week than we ever have. We got a really tough final stretch here, so it starts with this first game. It starts with Washington. They got an extra day off, so they're going to prepare, have some more time to prepare, so we just got to jump on it and jump fast. And we just got to have a really sharp week this week and continue to do what we do, running the ball, taking completions, taking shots, doing what we're successful at, and then kind of make them beat us, because when we don't beat ourselves, we are more efficient. And so that's one thing that we have to continue to harp on, is not hurting ourselves, and just taking this week exactly like we've done it, and just go back to work and work extremely hard.
Thanks, Bo.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.